Drugs and Muslims. By Abu Jamiylah Abdul Malik. Alhamdulillah. We praise Allah and we seek His help and His forgiveness. We seek refuge with Allah from the mischief of our own selves and from the evil consequences of our actions. Whomever Allah guides, there is none who can mislead them, and whomever He allows to stray, there is no guidance for them. I testify without reservation that there is no God, in truth, worthy of worship except Allah, who is alone and has no partner to be associated with Him, and I further testify that Muhammad of 1400 years ago, not to be mistaken for anyone else by that name, is a servant and last messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Drugs and Muslims. Alcohol and substance abuse among Muslims is a subject widely ignored by some of us. The problem is real and needs to be addressed. This is a sickness that is running rampant in the community. The amount of Muslims who are using intoxicants is a very small minority of the community. However, the evil that comes from what they do, usually, is not confined to themselves. The above statement is especially true regarding the Muslims who indulge in the harder drugs being made available by the kuffar, plural for kafir. These people hurt their families and other members of the community by stealing valuables and creating other forms of havoc that we will discuss later in this work, inshallah. This book is not written as a claim to be a cure to the ill, but we hope that Allah will accept our effort to alert the Muslims who abuse themselves with the drugs and alcohol to verses of Quran and the Hadith of Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Perhaps, if there is an ounce of iman left in their hearts, they will be affected by the desire to please Allah and fear displeasing Him. Then, by Allah's permission, this reminder will be of use to them. Did not Allah say the following in the Quran? So, remind, for certainly a reminder only benefits the believer. This book is not designed to speak about the people who use intoxicants. Instead, it is intended to speak to those brothers and sisters who are wrestling with this problem. It is also written to encourage the families of these people to action regarding this matter. May Allah grant us tawfiq, success, in this endeavor. Ameen. This deen is perfect. This day, I have perfected your religion for you, completed my favor upon you, and have chosen for you Islam as your religion. Surah 5:3, in part. We are opening on this subject with the above from Allah's Kalam, speech, the Noble Quran, because we want to make clear from the very beginning that Allah has perfected Islam and He has covered all of our needs. Therefore we must not assume that He has overlooked the issue of intoxicants. For every societal ill, we have been either given a prediction, prevention, or a prescription. In the subject at hand, we have been blessed by our Rabb, usually translated to mean Lord, to have it covered in all three. This is not AA nor NA. One thing that we want to make clear from the very beginning is that we are not going to approach this with the method of Alcoholics and Narcotics Anonymous. Forget the social science rhetoric for a moment. It is very unfortunate how many Muslims, who consider themselves in recovery, view groups like NA and AA to be their salvation. Muslim communities all over America can tell you of Muslims who can't seem to find their way to the masjid or to Muslim functions of any kind, yet they manage to go, religiously, to their group meetings. Those programs, which promote idol worship, Christianity and intermingling of the sexes are of absolutely no help. They keep the poor Muslim convinced that he or she has gone from being Abdullah, or Amatullah, male and female servant of Allah, to my name is Sally, I'm an alcoholic. My name is Amina, I'm an addict. And then there is the term that some people use in reference to themselves, I'm chemically dependent. This is not the solution for the Muslim. The way to true recovery is through the Quran of Allah and the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as it was understood by our righteous predecessors, radiyallahu anhum. So if you're looking for more of the rhetoric from the kuffar, disbelievers, perspective, you won't find it in this book, inshallah. Advanced Divine Warning. When we look to find some of the many miracles of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one of them is the advance notice he gave about the use of intoxicants as a destructive element to the Muslim community. Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu narrated that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said on the night of my ascension to heaven, I saw the prophet Moses, who was a thin person with lank hair, looking like one of the men of the tribe of Shinua. And I saw Isa, Jesus, who was of average height with red face as if he had just come out of the bathroom. And I resemble Prophet Abraham, more than any of his offspring. Then I was given 2 cups, one containing milk and the other wine. Gabriel said, "Drink whichever you like." I took the milk and drank it. Gabriel said, "You have accepted what is natural true religion, that is, Islam, and if you had taken the wine, your followers would have gone astray." Reported by Imam al-Bukhari. We have to first remember that this experience of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, his ascension to heaven, occurred before the prohibition of khamr, wine, in Islam. And we can see today that those of us who choose to indulge in that which intoxicates, go astray every time. Another hadith says that Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu narrated that Allah's Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was presented with 2 cups, one containing wine, and the other, milk, on the night of his night journey at Jerusalem. He looked at it and took the milk. Jibreel said, "Thanks to Allah who guided you to the fitrah, that is, Islam. If you had taken the wine, your followers would have gone astray." Note the ascension to the heaven and the night journey to Jerusalem are both occurrences of the same night. The last statement in this hadith shows us that Allah guided His Messenger's choice. To make the other choice, that which intoxicates, would be to choose to be misguided. We have already learned from the hadith in our introduction that every misguidance is in the fire of hell. Therefore, when we choose intoxicants we choose to be misguided and, in effect, choose to be in the fire in the hereafter. Do we really want to continue on a course where we make that kind of choice for ourselves?